magic happens. So I guess this is the pilot episode of Really Bad Movies. I got my buddy Todd the Zipper over there, or Jack the Zipper as it shows above him, that he can't see.
It's a terrible nickname. Really.
Yeah, it's horrible. Was that your boss that gave it to you?
No, somebody at work.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And I guess people can see as it shows, well, like I've said before, in the title, because nothing's a surprise unless I put surprise and then I just do something. But we have, if you guys have ever seen Troll 2, it's the same guy. Oh my god! Has made a movie called Monster Dog with Alice Cooper. And it's as good as you...
It's really bad. It's terrible.
Yeah. it's not great.
No, but personally, I love bad movies. I have a fascination with them. In fact, many of my favorite movies are movies that a lot of people would consider bad movies. But yeah, I kind of love Monster Dog because it's so bad. The opening music video is terrible.
Yeah, it threw me off. Like whenever I first watched it, it's playing and it does the credits, and then it starts going into this, and I'm like, the fuck does this have to do with a monster dog?
Yeah, so it just cold starts with a music video, and I don't even remember if there were trailers before it on the VHS.
No, it went straight into that.
Yeah, so it was to the point where it was like, I was thinking it was an advertisement for an Alice Cooper tie-in, like just a music video, but no, it's the movie. And then the funniest part is like, there's 2 minutes or song or something. It's like he goes through verse, chorus, 2 rounds, and then it cuts to a van driving, and you think you're about to get into the movie, and it's like, oh, okay, but then it cuts back to the music video. And so they do like another chorus and then it's out and it cuts back to the band. Yeah. And that they tie it in because the main character, Alice Cooper, plays the most famous pop star in the world or whatever they call
Vincent
him.
Raven.
Vincent Raven. And so it cuts back to them watching it. Like Alice Cooper is driving the van watching the music video. Like, who's driving? Was Alice Cooper driving?
No, he was in the passenger. The girl that, like, it's like his girlfriend that looks like it could be his daughter.
She was driving. So either way, they're watching it as they're driving. Like, there's a, like where the glove box is, there's a little TV. and then it cuts to him, like, that's your new music video. Like really creative, you know? But Alice Cooper was, like, what they spent the most money on to get him in the movie. So they spent all their money on him, so they wanted to start with the music video. They wanted to start with their rock star, you know?
That's how they capture it. So they bring the people in.
Which, while we're mentioning Alice Cooper here, like when I looked this movie up and started looking into it, this is apparently the first thing he did after getting out of rehab.
Oh, really?
So he got out of rehab for alcoholism, and he wanted to prove that he could work sober. And he wanted to do a movie that he described that was cheap and sleazy, and nobody would see it. Like, he didn't expect this to be anything. He just needed a job to prove that he could do things while he was sober. And that's all this movie was. He didn't want anybody to see it. The 2 songs that he did for the movie never got released on anything until 2012. They released a split 7-inch, or a 7-inch record. One song, one side, the other song, the other, the Monster Dog 7-inch or whatever. It was like an exclusive in 2012, and they only made 100 copies.
Oh.
So me finding out about this, 8 years later and trying to find a copy is just not going well for me.
Yeah.
But if anybody out there has a copy of that record, I want to buy it. So, yeah. I've been looking. Like, I wanted this. The song is infectiously bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It sticks in your head and just won't come out. It's an inside joke. It's the thing. It will come up in your head. It will just randomly pop up. You'll be doing anything else, and sometimes James Bond. And
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck is it?
It's so bad and so just kind of cringy, but at the same time, like, I don't know. It's awesome. It's just awesome. That's just all I can really say.
And the music video is...
Yeah. Sometimes I'm shooting bad dudes.
Like, Jack the Ripper. Like...
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and by far it's the highlight of the movie. So not only do they start the movie with the music video, they end the movie with the same music video.
Yeah, but with like clips of like the cast in it, like
to
tie in, kind of like how old movies would do that.
Right. It just like they had to show it twice, and I'm glad they did. It was the best thing they had. I mean, the movie is a chore to sit through.
Yeah.
Absolutely. As a guy who loves bad movies are a chore to sit through sometimes. But it's like it's all worth it for those two scenes that pop. And without that long lull, those scenes don't pop as much.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's how I read it. So like, I admittedly, as much as I love Monster Dog, it's not a laugh a minute. It's low.
Yeah, like when I rewatched it today, I had to, like, I knew where all the stuff was. It's like, all right, I gotta skip. All right, I know this part isn't. Go back and watch it. Yeah. It's
like, so we could just rattle off some of the stupid shit that's in the movie, and it's like setting up a roadblock to stop dogs.
Like a dog's gonna stop there.
Right. That's insane, and that's in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
That ridiculously big cop, the big cop that was in there, he was great. I liked him.
Oh, Vincent Raven? Y'all, are you back in town? Oh God. Oh.
Yeah. What? Okay. So the doing research, and he's got the cover of the book has the Wolfman on it.
Oh, Vince.
Like that's credible. Like all it has is some universal monsters on it.
Yeah, it's just a few pictures of werewolves, and that's just research. Also, it's not about a monster dog.
No.
Monster Dog is about werewolves.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's hilarious to me. It's not about a monster dog. I don't even think it is.
No. It's just werewolves, just with a more clever name because, well, I don't know how clever it is, but it's instead of it just calling it, Alice Cooper in Werewolf.
So the plot of Monster Dog is that Alice Cooper, his bloodline has been werewolves. Is that like you just watched it today? Like,
I think it was. I think his dad was cursed with the werewolf. But then it's weird because at the end, which no one's gonna watch it anyway, so I can tell them the end. But go watch it; it's fun. But it was weird because like when they're in the car at the end, the monster dog werewolf, attacks him from the back, and then that's where he gets I guess infected with werewolfism.
Yeah.
Plague, whatever. I don't know what it's called because it's not a thing. But then he becomes that because who was the monster dog in the back seat? Was that the caretaker? No, because the caretaker was dead whenever they were doing that second music video shoot when he fell through the glass.
Yeah. I mean, dude, like, that's what I mean. The plot is not important. I don't even know. I got
That's as
no
much
idea.
as I got.
Yeah, it's like the movie in a nutshell is that Vincent Raven is the most famous pop star in the world, and he's going to his parents' old estate for some reason,
Yeah.
and they're going to film a music video there. So he's got his whole crew, and there's monster dogs on the loose. There's these wild dogs that just
Kill.
they just kill. What else would monster dogs do, right?
Yeah. They're not gonna get a job.
Right.
So, and that's another weird thing. It's like there's wild packs of killer murder dogs outside, but let's film a music video in this house. That
Right.
What the fuck? Like, wouldn't you'd be thinking about that?
And it's like not even quite a house; it's like a castle.
Yeah.
It is like a castle. It's very gothic.
Yeah.
I guess gothic is the right word to use.
I guess so.
And the fog, dude. So much fog.
Oh my gosh! Why? Why is there so much fog? Like every
Yeah.
other damn scene, you know when the dogs are coming. It's like, does fog attract dogs? Because no other time in the movie do you see the dogs until there's fog.
Well, it's kind of like this shit that it's like, I mean, I guess it's kind of true that it's like, you're just filming a field, whatever, but you put some fog in there and it's immediately like a little creepy, right?
Yeah.
It's effective, but it's just so much of it. It's like Cheech and Chong were, on set.
Better than before,
Yeah, I wonder what Great Dane tastes like, man. Ah, man. That's some heavy shit, man.
Well, we did have, a second-rate Chong as one of the guys that were trying to go after Vincent.
It's true.
The dude with the glasses.
Yeah.
Maybe he was just sitting in the back. And like those dudes, they just like out of nowhere, like, oh, we gotta come here and kill this bloodline so there's no more monster dogs.
Yeah. Just nonsensical,
Yeah. Like,
it's the Italians were, and I mean, this was like a Spanish-Italian production. It was shot in Spain, from what I read.
oh, really?
Yeah. So, I mean, the Europeans and what they were doing a lot in the horror genre was a lot of, I don't want to call it nonsense because I absolutely love it, but it was a lot of non-linear storytelling. I don't even know if you could call it that. It was just much more abstract, weird, nonsensical plots. The plots weren't, very style over substance. But then in a movie like Monster Dog, there is no real style to it. It's just nothing. It's in an Argento movie or a Fulci movie, not having a strong plot is not as big of a deal.
Yeah.
But this guy did not have a strong plot and not have any inkling of how to really work the camera and to, memorable cinema. It just falls flat on every level, and I love it. That's part of why I love it, because it fails so hard. And there's that, like, okay, a little bit off subject, but have you seen Best Worst Movie about Troll 2?
Yes. It's been a while, but I have seen it.
One of the biggest things that resonated with me from watching that was Claudio Fragasso when they bring him to America for a screening of Troll 2, and in the documentary, the way it's portrayed is that he really thinks people finally appreciate his work, and then he finds out that they're laughing at it,
Mm.
and that there's this total sense of disheartenment, like oh, like this guy really, it's sad, I don't think the guy was trying to make bad movies, and I don't know how pretentious he was about it, but from that documentary, you definitely got the feeling that he was embarrassed to be laughed at by it and shit, which makes me feel bad. But I do love his movies, and it might be for all the wrong reasons. But I Monster Dog rules.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm so glad I stumbled upon this. Like,
So, like, we should talk about that. Like, how did we stumble upon Monster Dog?
I found this at that it's that little toy movie place that's in, what is it, O'Fallon, Illinois? Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, you found it there.
Yeah, and I was in the basement and I was looking for other stuff, and I found a good little chunk of stuff, and then I saw this, like, it was, I didn't even see the cover. It was just spine on a shelf, and I'm like, Monster Dog, and it said horror. I'm like, okay, cool, let me get this, because I've been trying to just collect more horror VHS, and I pulled it out and it says Alice Cooper, and I see like the three stages of his transformation and shit. Like, and it's weird because it's in reverse form. Shouldn't it be him and then turning into but it's like opposite. I don't know. Fucking weird. But yeah, I found it there, and I'm like, I'm not leaving without this. This looks so bad. I've never heard of it before, and you know a lot about like horror movie stuff, and I've never heard you talk about it. So I'm like,
no,
I stumbled upon a gem here.
You really did. And like, I'd never heard of it, and I remember like being at your house, and we saw it on the shelf, and I picked it up and I read the back. I'd never heard of it. The fact that Alice Cooper was in it like sparked my interest, or caught my interest.
Yeah.
And so I looked at the back, and the back of it, I didn't recognize any of the names, not the director, which I didn't find out till after I watched it, but it says directed by Clyde Anderson. Once I Googled Monster Dog after it was over, after we watched it, it came up that Claudio Fragasso had directed it, who I recognized his name as doing Troll 2, and thought, oh, it was a pseudonym. Okay, that's why I didn't know who directed it, because I did know who directed it. I was familiar with the guy's name. He just used a different name. And then just kind of not knowing anything about it and putting it in, and it starts with that shitty music video, and it's just like, what are we watching? And then it's just absurd, but
Yes.
I loved how bad it was.
Oh yeah, that was the first time me watching it too. Like, I got past the music video at the beginning, and they were driving down the road, and they started talking in the van, and I was like, all right, I gotta be weirdly in the mood for this, so I stopped it. And so that's like right before when we watched it, I had to rewind it because I already got past the music video, so I already knew that part. So I'm like, all right, I wonder how these guys are gonna react to that.
Yeah. But I mean, it's shit like this where we just kind of stumbled upon this because you found it out in a basement of a store, you know. And then we end up watching it, and we'd never heard of it, and then that's what like doing this is all about. It's about like finding something that no one told you about, discovering it for yourself, you know. It's not the same as someone telling you to watch a movie, you know. This is finding it. This is us finding it on our own, which is like the experience of, that's the reason I personally do this kind of shit, is the discovery, the finding new things that I never knew about before, and hopefully gaining new interests.
Oh yeah.
In this one, it just so happened that this was like one of this dude's only movies I hadn't seen.
Oh really?
Yeah. So I mean, should I talk a little bit about Claudio Fragasso?
Yeah, go ahead, dude.
Okay, so this guy, he's an Italian filmmaker, and he. Okay, so Claudio Fragasso is an Italian filmmaker, and he started his career. He was good friends with this guy Bruno Mattei. If I mispronounce any of these names, sorry, whatever, I don't know. But so Bruno Mattei did a lot of bad movies, many of which I've grown up really liking. He did this nunsploitation movie. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Called The Other Hell, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so Bruno Mattei directed this, but his co-director on this was Claudio Fragasso. Bruno Mattei is one of those filmmakers that is just very, very terrible. Like the opposite of a Lucio Fulci or a Dario Argento. He is just very much a hack. And I mean that in the most loving way because I own quite a few of his movies. I really enjoy the guy. Here's a double feature of two of Bruno Mattei's movies, and Claudio Fragasso was the assistant director on both of these. These are Hell of the Living Dead, which is an insanely bad zombie movie that rips music directly out of Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, I noticed that when I saw the trailer for it.
Yeah, just blatantly steals stuff from Dawn of the Dead. I actually like a real fun fact. There's a new coronavirus movie out now that Charles Band did, and it's just a recut of this movie with a few modern scenes added in.
Wow.
I think it's called Coronavirus Zombies or some stupid shit.
God.
But the guy behind that movie, Bruno Mattei and Claudio Fragasso. And then they did this Rats Night of Terror. It's about killer rats. It's really, really bad. In the best ways possible. All of his movies have this charm to them, you know. And so like after he did those with they did a couple of westerns too, White Apache and Scalps. I've never seen Scalps. I don't know.
I think that sounds familiar. I think I've
well, there's
trailer,
another movie called Scalps that I think it's Fred Olin Ray that did that one.
Oh, maybe that
but it's not that. It's not that. Like this movie doesn't even have a Wikipedia page.
Oh wow.
Okay. And I think it's called Scalps. I just was reading about this stuff, so some of the information that I didn't already know is already escaping my brain. You know, so I'm doing my best here. But so right after they did those movies, Claudio Fragasso did the first movie he ever did on his own, and that's Monster Dog. So Monster Dog is his first directorial debut where it's just him doing it. And then he started making more. He did, him and his wife wrote a lot of screenplays as well. And this was a Lucio Fulci, Bruno Mattei movie.
Oh, he did that.
Zombie 3. So Claudio Fragasso wrote the screenplay for Zombie 3. And then Bruno Mattei directed it when Lucio Fulci's health was failing. So it's this weird nexus where Fulci, one of the best, one of the best Italian directors for horror, had fallen to working with some of the worst.
Yeah.
You know, but anyway, yeah, Claudio Fragasso wrote the screenplay for that. And then after that, he went on to direct After Death, which is been released as Zombie 4 on VHS and DVD. But After Death is the name of the movie. This was Claudio Fragasso, also released, apparently also originally released as directed by Clyde Anderson, the same way Monster Dog was, which I didn't know because I didn't really get into this stuff until the DVD era. So I don't have a lot of the VHS from the Italian stuff. But then at some point, Claudio Fragasso made, Troll 2, and Troll 2, definitely his worst movie. But a lot of people don't know there's a movie called fucking Beyond Darkness, right?
Okay.
So Beyond Darkness is a Claudio Fragasso movie that stars the same little kid from Troll 2. And it's a treat. It's definitely a treat. If you like Troll 2, if you like bad movies, Beyond Darkness is one that no one ever really talks about, but has a lot of the same charm that Troll 2 and any of these other movies do. That one I don't own. I think Scream Factory released that. I don't remember, but I didn't pick it up. I watched it on, I think it was Amazon Prime a while ago. So, yeah. So I mean, the dude did. I think I've got that. That's like the highlights of his career. That's the stuff I own, you know. But he did lots of other bad movies that I haven't seen that I'm sure are bad. You know, but they all have their kind of DIY. Who is directing this movie? What the fuck is going on? Kind of charm to them that I really enjoy. Again, some of them are slow and hard to sit through at times. I think like 10 years ago, maybe, 15 years ago, me and you went to see Troll 2 at the Tivoli at midnight, and I think we both fell asleep.
Oh, yeah. Well, what movie did I not fall asleep to it?
I know,
Midnight
you
films?
always fell asleep. And Troll 2 they used to play it on HBO a lot when I was a kid. I thought it was so bad that I loved it, you know. It's gobbling backwards, you know.
Mailbog.
Mailbog! It's goblin spelled backwards!
Yeah. So, I mean, I've long loved Troll 2. I am happy that more people, especially since that documentary came out, I'm happy that more people are paying attention to it and really like it.
Yeah.
For all the same reasons that I do. But I would just kind of encourage the people who do like it. Like, there is a whole other world of these bad movies out there, and they are just as good. Do a deep dive sometime and check out this guy's other stuff, because there's something to enjoy in all of them. If you like bad movies, if you like Troll 2, Claudio Fragasso is one of the worst. And I mean that in the best way possible, you know. Him and Bruno Mattei both are two just Italian. What do you? I don't want to call them failures. Like, what do you call them? It's like, how do you compliment someone and tell them that they're so bad it's impressive?
Oh, you're so bad.
Like, it's just great. I love it. It's bad. I like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just ran it for a while. I'm done.
Oh no, dude! Like I said, it's talking is good for video, and that's you're definitely a good co-host for this, because
I mean, I'm telling you,
conversation's going.
dude, I love bad movies. You know, I could, like, when you're telling me you're not sure what you're gonna pick, and it's like, oh man, there's so many great options. You know.
Like, I was trying to find like a really good starter, and well, Monster Dog definitely is.
I think Monster Dog is a great starter, especially because, you know, we just kind of stumbled on it. and you know, and as much as I was just talking before about like, oh, you know, it's not somebody telling you what to watch or whatever. Here we are fucking telling you what to watch, you know.
Exactly.
Monster Dog is bad. It's bad.
Don't watch the music video, because otherwise you just watch the movie. You gotta watch the movie.
You know, if you're not a glutton for punishment, you know, there's the best of Monster Dog scenes on YouTube, and there's the music video. I mean, realistically, do you need to sit through all of Monster Dog?
No.
Not necessarily, but it doesn't. I'm telling you, you need those long, boring segments in order to make the bad stuff really worth it.
Oh yeah. like whenever they're talking about like whenever those guys come into the house, like to go after Vince, and the people like part of the group and part of the band, or I don't even know if they're a band. I think they're just crew. They're talking about like, oh, we're not murderers. Like they're not gonna go and like shoot the people because they're invading the house. And then you got Vincent up on the roof just fucking like blasting off left and right up. Up on the roof. And you see all this like random shit up there too. You like got like a chicken net up there, like a chicken cage or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it's weird. Like, where the fuck are they? You know?
It looks like a desert, like in certain spots of the movie. Like,
well, that's when I looked it up. It's Spain, and I guess all of Spain looks like that. It's just how Spain looks. Never been there, but I would imagine.
Yeah.
There's fog everywhere and
killer dogs.
Looks like monster dogs.
I'm never going to Spain. But like, and like, there's like mannequins up there, and like big, tall, like life-size clown dolls. Like, what was his dad doing?
Yeah, just weird and just like nonsensical weird shit. Like, okay.
and there's like the scene where he blows the one dude's like head off, but then like as he's sliding down the wall, he's like, ah. I was like, I didn't think you made noise after your brain was like, splattered all over the fucking wall. And like, and the fucking noises he made when he was turning into the werewolf at the end. It just sounded like he was constipated, like he's trying to push out like a huge turd, but he's just turning into this really half-assed werewolf. Yeah,
by the way, if you're wondering if Alice Cooper is a good actor or not, he is not.
No. That's why he's a rock star and not an actor anymore.
Yeah, and it's weird. He's like, he doesn't dress like a rock star in the movies.
No.
He doesn't seem like a pop star, or I think they call him a pop star.
I think something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, he's not dressed, I don't know, it's like, this is the 80s, dude. Who was popular dressed in like, and just no.
He looked like someone's uncle.
He did. He might have been somebody's uncle.
Yeah. Dude. Has he acted in anything since this?
I don't know.
Oh, he was in
Wayne's World.
Wayne's World, and wasn't he in Freddy's Dead? Played his dad. Was that Freddy's Dead? Where he played he played Freddy's Dead in like one of that one girl's like dream sequences.
I don't know, dude. I'm like thinking it's not registering right now.
Which one was that? I'm looking that up real fast, just because it's gonna bug me.
Yeah, dude.
Monster Dog. Prince of Darkness.
Oh yeah.
Street Schizo. He was in. Holy crap! He was in a lot of stuff. Oh, Final Nightmare. Freddy's father. Like it was only in that one scene, but that was
I don't even remember that, like, off the top of my head. Like Freddy's Dead, I remember Roseanne and Arnold, like, ugh. And, I remember the Nintendo kill, like, and, I remember, like, random lines, but I don't remember Alice Cooper.
Yeah, it was that one, the one brunette girl that I think was supposed to be, like, Freddy's daughter, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
She was in a dream sequence.
Or whatever.
Yeah, and she was in some dream sequence where it showed like Freddy's a kid and his dad was like fucking like whipping him or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was only in that little scene. That's all he was in. I'll have to throw a clip in.
Now it's time to take your medicine.
Yeah, dude.
Show
Do it.
people.
I guess I should. I guess I need to watch Freddy's Dead again. Maybe. I mean, it's rough sometimes.
Yeah.
Not the best entry.
No. Maybe we'll have to cover that.
So let's make sure we get. Is there anything else we need to say about Monster Dog?
Let's look at my pin or my points. Oh, do you remember the like the old man that kept showing up? That was like,
Yeah.
oh, you're dead. Oh, you're already dead. Like I remember that there was one scene like where he's chasing the girl in there, but it's weird. It's not like he's trying to catch her. All he was trying to do was like rip her shirt off. So it's like every scene he's just grabbing her shirt and pulling. Like he wasn't trying to tackle her or anything like that. It's like I think the old dude was just horny.
Yeah, he had one thing on his mind.
Like I kept thinking that, and then every time I saw that guy, it made me think of oh crap, blank the name, Friday the 13th. Yeah, from Friday the 13th. It made me think of him every time I saw him.
You'll never come back again.
Oh, shut up, Ralph.
It's got a death curse.
I'm pretty sure I think we could. Like, there's some dumb little points that I made. Like, there's a part where, like, all the dogs are coming into the building, and, like, there's, like, 6 of them on this one guy. And they're just, like, the one girl that's, like, holding the gun. She's like, fight him off! How are you supposed to fight off 6 dogs? Like, yes, you're just gonna punch each dog? No, they're fucking, like, attacking his ass. And, like, after they scatter, because I guess Vincent was walking down the steps, and it called him off, he's all, like, torn up and just bloody. It's like, yeah, that guy's fucked. Maybe you should have shot him with the gun instead? Instead of saying, hey, fight these dogs off?
Like, logic is gone. Logic is out the window.
Yeah.
There is no logic in Monster Dog.
No, there's none. It made no sense at all. And like there was the part like right after that, after Vincent came down, like he stopped and like the girl that I guess is like his girlfriend or whatever it is, she can like walk next to the dogs without them attacking her. So it's like she's immune because those two are fucking or whatever they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like that doesn't make sense. How are they not attacking her unless he's just like through his like Jedi mind, like, dope, stay away from her. Doesn't make sense. But like we've said, nothing makes sense in this movie.
Logic is gone.
At all. Yeah, I think that was all I had, besides those 2 things with like the weird old dude and, you know, the weird shit that made no sense with the dogs at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that I wanted to bring up.
I think we covered up the most points. We just could have talked about the music videos, and that's the movie.
I mean, the music video is the highlight of the movie, especially because it just starts up and it's just there.
Yeah, like no explanation.
Yeah.
So you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. So how are you gonna close this video out?
That's another thing I'm always... Well, I kind of figure out what I do for my other ones, just because the only reason I know is just the only, like, how I end my other videos is how I'm going to tie in the next one. So I'm like, oh, what's some kind of clever thing to go into arachnophobia? Oh, I say something about how, oh, damn, there's a lot of spiders down here.
What's your next video?
I don't know. This thing...
You don't know?
No. Like, I have no... Like, I was thinking of, like, that's the reason I got, like, Tubi, that app. It's got so many, like, older movies and, like, Italian movies and stuff like that, and stuff that, like, the covers look really, really, really bad, so, like, the movie's gotta be that awesome. Wow. This has gone on for 59 minutes and 36 seconds.
Well, I know we should probably stop.
Yeah, I think I'll say my byes. I don't know. I'm not gonna say bye or anything. That's kind of weird.
Bye bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was really stupid.
Sometimes I'm James Bond. Sometimes I'm Billy the Kid. Sometimes I feel like Sherlock Holmes. Sometimes I feel like Jack the Ripper. 'Cause I got an image out of control. Identity crises. I throw it in the face, 'cause mine's been erased. Identity crises. Sometimes I'm on a case. Sometimes I'm shooting bad dudes. Sometimes I'm slashing the face. Sometimes I'm looking for clues. Sometimes I'm breaking the law. Sometimes I'm solving the crime. I'm always fast on the draw. I get the girls all the time. 'Cause I got an image out of control.